Hey guys, and welcome to episode 1 of Modcast. Now this is the podcast where we're going to be covering everything modding related, so modding news. We're going to be covering what's going on the channel TheXPGamers, the YouTube channel where we support the modding community, and we're going to be covering the newly minted website, Mod Library. So I'm joined here with MD Shizzy. What's up, man?
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, so you've helped me with a bunch of videos on the channel. If you guys are wondering who he is, he was the first video you did was what, the 200th episode, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was the Conan voiceover.
Yeah, that was awesome. If you guys are wondering, go to YouTube/TheXPGamers. Look up TheXPGamers on YouTube, and you'll find the 200th episode we ever put out. This Conan series episode, which was ridiculous. He's doing the with the Aku voice from Samurai Jack.
Yeah, I do the whole opening from the original Arnold movie.
And on to this, Conan. I mean, Captain Shaq, destined to wear the YouTube crown of solitude upon a troubled brow. It is I, his chronicler, who alone can tell you of his modding saga.
Oh yeah, friggin' great. All right, so getting into the mod news. There's big news on the modding front. We've got Saints Row modding support coming out.
Yeah, no, I heard about that. I'm really excited about that, actually.
Yeah, Saints Row series. I think they're starting with 3, Saints Row 3. We've got an article on the website, and it's going to be a SDK, a whole developer kit, where you can go in and change pretty much anything in the game. There's going to be guides they said they're going to release on how to do it all and how to get in all the files. I'm so stoked for it.
Oh, yeah, no, I mean, just the amount of things they can do, the game's already absolutely ridiculous. I know one of the DLCs they had even was the little shark gun. You'd shoot people with it, it like launches chum on them, and then a shark comes ripping out of the ground. Now you take that kind of same absurdity and you just have people free roaming with mods, you get all sorts of crap.
Oh, it's going to be insane. And with the new one, with the superpowers built in.
Oh, yeah.
It's what, Saints Row 4. They've got like a guy doing the Flash speed run, and I think they've got like flying in there and freeze abilities and stuff. It's where's our superhero mods? You know, I want the Avengers.
Oh yeah, no, that'll be the big thing, because I mean they've already got flight, they've got super speed, super strength, all that's already in the game. So now you get to take the modding and do a lot of the more exotic and crazy powers.
Yeah, it's gonna be insane. And we might actually get, I'm just speculating here, a full-on Superman game that doesn't suck. Could that happen?
No.
Is that possible?
No, you'll get rings and you'll have to fly through them in this very intricate pattern with a time limit that you can't actually beat. It's really cutting edge stuff.
That game. In Superman 64. If you want to see the worst game ever, look it up on YouTube. It literally is the worst game ever made. Competing right there with that E.T. game from back in like the
E.T. on Atari. So bad they buried it in the Mexican desert to hide the copies.
Oh, terrible. So, all right, so that's the big news there. I can't wait till that comes out. So this is an SDK kit for Saints Row 3, and they're experimenting with the idea. So they might release it for 4. At least that's what they've said. So here's hoping it comes out.
Yeah, I think the big thing with that is going to be if people like actually go out and use it and make some decent mods and show a real interest in the tools, and if they do even half of what you do in Skyrim and Fallout, I mean...
And you know they're basing it off of that, like building this community that continues to play the game years after its release and still makes the news, like that Tropical Skyrim mod. That made straight up like main website news.
Yeah, no, that was an insane overhaul.
And it gets people saying, hey, what's this game? I'm going to go buy it. So, very cool. The other big one, Project Brazil came out about, what was that, like 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, somewhere around there, 2-3 weeks ago. It was,
and it's been in development.
Chapter 1?
A lot of people thought it was Vaporwell. Like that's not coming out, but yeah, it's out. It's on the Fallout Nexus. It's the first portion of it, like the first chapter.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure from what I read, you play through the opening and you go through some whole vault sequence, sounded kind of reminiscent of like 3.
Nice.
And I think they said you could go into the outside world, but they didn't really have any missions or anything set up yet.
Okay, interesting. So they got something out there, but it's not quite like the full mod. I chatted with the devs of that one a while back, and they were talking about how they're doing this whole like intro where it's like football, you're a football star or something inside the vault, and then everything just goes to hell. It definitely sounds cool. But that's one. It's on my list. I would be doing a Let's Play of that right now if I wasn't already doing the Fallout New Vegas Let's Play.
Yeah, I like the way they got it set up because I was reading the site and they're talking about kind of an episodic feel, kind of like the old Half-Life episodes they'd put out.
Yeah.
And they were kind of talking about releasing it like that. I think that could actually be a really cool way to do it.
And it keeps people energized for it. It keeps people, I want to play that. That's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
So, very cool. So, the next section we're going to go into, and we're still kind of building how the podcast is going to work. But what are you playing right now? Like, what are we, the guys who cover mods, actually playing right now? So, Smith, what are you up to?
I've been messing around with a lot of stuff. Modding-wise, I started up some Skyrim. I've got a lot of cool mods in there. I've been messing around with a new combat one. Well, it's not really new, but I haven't tried it before. The Skyrim redone. I'm actually really enjoying that, the way they use stamina in the fights.
Yeah.
Getting the crap kicked out of me, so that's always fun.
How do they work stamina? Because I know me and you, we've used the Ace overhaul for a long time.
Oh, I was using it forever.
And what do they do differently in
like everything uses stamina. I swing a sword, it takes some stamina. But the one big thing I noticed is if you go into your menu, you swing 3 or 4 times, you cut your stamina down to half or, wherever. If you actually go in and look at the item, it adjusts dynamically the damage it's doing. So the more your stamina goes down, the less your weapon's do until you get to the point you have no stamina. You might as well just be hitting the guy with a stick or something. You're not doing any damage anymore, You're too tired.
The idea is the more tired you are, the less damage you're likely to do.
Because you're not able to swing the sword. You can barely pick the thing up anymore. And
that's actually really cool. I may have to try that one out. I'm still kind of building a list of mods for my Skyrim Let's Play that people have been bugging me about. So that one could definitely be cool.
Yeah, that one's definitely a fun one from what I've messed around with it so far.
And do they do everything that Ace does? Is it like, do they have the armor rebalance and
they go through and they rework the trees pretty good.
Oh, right on. Very cool. So we're gonna have to check that one out and probably do a spotlight on it. But so what I've been playing, I've been in TourchLight. I know you've been joining me.
Yeah, no, that's been definitely good times.
That's just ridiculous. My girlfriend set us up with it. She had us get it, and I was like, okay, what is this? It's a Diablo clone, whatever. TourchLight 2, because I don't think the first one was multiplayer.
No, first one was only single player.
And it's addictive. And we've got probably 25 hours logged into it.
Yeah.
We've only owned the game for like a week. And of course, first thing we do right after we make characters, let's try the mods.
Well, that was the big thing too. Was she brought it up, and you were looking at it, and you were like, yeah, no, they've actually got this whole modding community and everything.
Yeah, and it's pretty active, and they've got some like a whole rebalance. That's the one that we tried for a bit there. What is that?
Synergies.
Synergies.
That's supposed to be the huge
cool
one.
It had some issues though.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like the most beloved mod, it would seem, from the community, but parts of it, I don't know how I feel about it.
It's like the mod on mod database right now for TourchLight, but I think it's balanced for one person because it seems like they add so much. It's supposed to be harder. Like that's how it's advertised.
Yeah.
A harder mod, and there's lots more monsters. And we're playing with 3 people, but it seemed like either we were leveling too quick or you unlock your abilities too fast because everything that was hard and normal, you just kind of walk through it.
We'd go through a boss fight we did on normal, and it'd take, we were sitting there for like 5-10 minutes fighting this boss. Did on synergies, we did it in like 2 minutes. Just walked in, cut the guy down. It was like playing Diablo 3 again.
Hey, it definitely has some cool things. Like you get a couple of new classes. They had the Necro, which I played, and what were the other 2?
The other 2 that are in development currently were the Paladin and Warlock.
Did you get a chance to try any of those? Because I tried the Necro. He was pretty cool.
I made them. I just kind of saw a general, like, how much of the skill trees were done. I didn't actually get any real playtime in with them.
Right.
They seem most of the way done. He's got all the actual skills done. They're just working on the passive abilities aren't in there yet.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the Necro is it's a lot like the Necro from Diablo 2. I mean, the whole game is kind of based on Diablo 2.
So got the bone tree.
It's not surprising. And the Necro, you just can... I spammed I had so many creatures at one point. I had my own little army.
Oh, half the time I was trying to kill your little summons because I couldn't tell the difference. I was like, what? Zombie? Okay.
And it sounds funny, but that's a serious problem because it gets to a point where you can't even see the ground. There's so much stuff going on, so many attack effects and just units running around in a Diablo-style game where you need to keep an eye on your character. And at some points, I didn't even know where I was.
Well, I know your one big thing you kept saying was you weren't even sure if your people were still out there. You just kept summoning them, assuming they had died at some point.
He's like, I don't even know if they're still there, so I'm gonna resummon them just to be sure, just to be on the safe side.
Just be on the safe side. Just bring them back.
Yeah,
they're probably hurt if they are still alive.
So that one got I think that got probably about 4 or 5 hours of play out of us, and then we decided to make new characters. We didn't even beat it.
Yeah.
And swapped out to the community class mod pack.
Yeah.
And that one's cool. That one I like a lot. It's just the community's collection of characters that they've made for the game. Tons of them.
Oh yeah, no, there's probably somewhere in the neighborhood 20, 30 different characters. I mean, not all of them are finished. You got a lot that are alpha build. Sadly, some of them I looked up and there are maybe 2 or 3 that are just non-existent anymore. They lost support. The mod author left, but there's a lot of neat ones in there.
Yeah, the one I'm playing, the Kensai, is fantastic. Like, all about his two-handed sword. He's got all these custom attacks that they feel like they should already be in the game. Like, this is something that came with the game. Doesn't feel overpowered, and he definitely is different from the ones that the game already comes with.
But yeah, wasn't your guy mostly all passive abilities? Like all of his trees?
He's got a whole tree of nothing but passives, and then 2 trees. One's based on like elemental damage, like lighting your sword on fire, and then the other one is special attacks and different types of bleeds and stuff. Definitely a neat balance. Did you play with one of them? Who were you playing with?
Yeah, I was playing with it was the Dragon Prince is what they call it. It's based off of the old Breath of Fire games, which if anybody's played, old Capcom games, started out on Super Nintendo. Absolutely crazy RPG, but the whole basic principle of the guy is he's supposed to have like dragon. He's part dragon. So a lot of his abilities are all fire-based, and they're based off of lore and stuff from that game. One ability that was really cool, I sadly couldn't get it to aim properly, was where I turn into this big giant dragon and fly across the screen, launching out all these fireballs. It looked like you were riding a dragon like glider. It was really badass. Yeah, no.
That's too bad you couldn't get that to work, though, because it was probably one of the coolest effects I've seen them do.
Yeah, no, and I really liked that it was its own thing, because I haven't seen that dragon anywhere.
Yeah, in the Revive, it's like that old European kind of dragon.
Yeah, very British medieval.
Yeah, it was definitely cool. They, and I know, like, the starting attack you had, where you, like, swing your sword and it leaves this trail of fire in front of you.
Yeah, real nice custom kind of effect. It was this kind of bluish-purple flame just in the probably about 180-degree arc in front of you, and the description's great too because it's doing electrical and fire damage. And basically the description's saying you swing your sword with such power that it's like igniting the atmosphere in front of you.
Very cool. The Kensai had some great descriptions of all the abilities, because he had little like fortune cookie sayings for each one of them. So one was like, the storm outside is raging, but the storm within is calm, or some crazy shenanigans.
So they went all Bruce Lee on you. Got it.
Oh yeah, for every single one of them, which, it's cool that they put that kind of effort and detail into the character.
Yeah, no, that was the only complaint I had with the mod pack, was for every really good one, you'd have somebody that pretty much just did a cop-out. They would make a character and be like, it's a new character, and then plainly in the description say it's a combination of the other 4. Which isn't horrible, but I really enjoy the ones that are like, no, we went in and we might have taken some of the same animations, but we recolored them, and just stats and what this move is doing, we just completely redid,
Yeah, it does something different.
Yeah, I understand
at least
using the same
way.
animations, but when they go through and they just gut the stats and what it's actually doing, I'm like, that to me is a lot cooler.
Yeah, that's definitely cool. So that one, if you're playing TourchLight 2, I really recommend you go on Steam Workshop and search Community Class Mod Pack and Synergies. If you're playing, I think Synergies by yourself, you'd be okay.
Yeah.
Or if you really crank the difficulty up.
Maybe even like 2 people on Elite.
Yeah, that might be better. Or maybe we're just that badass. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, in all defense, we didn't actually make it out of the first act with that playthrough, because we were just rushing through everything so quick. So, but it's still very possible that once you hit Act 2, they're just like, okay, training wheels off, suck it up.
That's true. That is true because we got to the last boss,
Yeah.
and that defeating him was literally a 2-minute battle.
Oh yeah, no, we walked right through him.
And it was just so disappointing. It was like, well, that's kind of sad. So you guys want to make new characters?
Yeah, and it's really kind of depressing because everything else about the mod is absolutely amazing. Like I just cannot recommend the mod enough. I think it's great. It's just the combat thing. I was like, why does this feel like it's too easy?
Yeah, definitely. So all right, so we're talking about what we were playing. I want to give a shout out to some guys. One mod that I'm playing, and it's not out yet, but it is fantastic. It's for Sins of the Solar Empire. It is Armada 3, Star Trek Armada 3. And if you don't know, Armada 1 and 2 were PC strategy games, really good ones back in the day. Armada 3 is a mod for Sins that is completely total conversion. With some amazing effects. I did a kind of a beta spotlight of it, and I recently got to play with the devs. And they're really nice guys. The mod is coming along. It really looks fantastic. If I was to compare this to Sacrifice of Angels, I'd have to say graphically Armada 3 has some really nice effects. Like, that's one thing you'll notice right off the top. Of course, Sacrifice of Angels, you've played a lot of that, right, Smith?
Oh yeah, no. I've played a lot of Sacrifice with you, and I walked in while you were playing that Armada one, and yeah, just the ship models alone are absolutely amazing. I love me the Excelsior, and
isn't that nice?
It's one of my favorite ships in Sacrifice, and I come in, I see that, and it's so much more detailed. Got all the lights on.
That was a big thing too, because the lights, at least in our build of Sacrifice of Angels, weren't really it didn't seem like they were on that ship. They didn't seem quite right.
Yeah, a couple of them seemed a little too dim. I know when we originally were playing it, before we got any of the expansions, there were ships that just flat out their lights didn't work at all. And you had what was it, the Brels for the Klingons didn't even have an actual skin. Like, it was just kind of flat.
Yeah, they were like inverted skin. It was a bug or something. Now in Sacrifice of Angels defense, we were playing on an old version of the game and the mod, and we just recently got the newer updated version. So that was fixed.
They
in the newer
fixed
version.
everything.
So they did fix it. It's just back then though it was a big pain. And if you're gonna compare the two, Sacrifice of Angels it's a finished mod that they're tweaking and they're adding new interesting things to. Whereas Armada 3 is a brand new mod, only been in development. I want to say 6 months or so. So keep that in mind. If you're gonna go you want to play Star Trek 1 right now for Sins, head over to Sacrifice of Angels, or give it some time and jump into Armada 3.
Yeah, no, Sacrifice has definitely got just an amazing amount of features and gameplay in it.
Oh yeah, it's just the Borg. We've engaged the Borg. With 3 people. Yeah, just the long games.
And if you sit there too long and you wait, and the Borg gets set up, you're screwed. You're done. 3 of us,
when they hit you with that first
mopped.
cube, it's like, what the hell?
Yeah, no, I had a fleet of probably, 60, 70 some ships. They came in with, 2 cubes and just wiped everything. You just walked in and said your system mine.
Are no joke. Or we'd have to team up, all 3 of us. You'd have a couple hundred ships just to slow down the Borg.
Yeah.
Which is fun. Yeah, that's how they should be. If you're a fan of the series, the Borg are supposed to be no joke.
And you still have that opportunity, if you're really playing and you're just sitting there minding your own business thinking, well, I can just sit here and defend and build up everything. You wait too long and you may very well hit a point where you're not going to beat them now. They're just too powerful because you waited too long.
Yeah, pretty much. So check out Armada 3 over on Mod Database. I'll put a link in the description for this. So, and that's pretty much it. I've been playing my Fallout Let's Play. If you're watching, you're a fan of my channel, you guys know I do maybe 1 or 2 episodes a week right now because I'm so busy with the other projects. But
a lot of great mods in Fallout too. I especially love that Eve one.
The Eve effects one. That's one of our up and coming videos. Is the Eve video? I still have to edit that one.
Oh, the opening for that is hilarious.
Oh yeah.
I can't wait for people to see that.
The music. You guys will see. Actually, that may be, if you're listening to this now, that may already be out because I'm not sure when I'm going to release this podcast. Definitely check it out on TGN or TheXPGamers over on YouTube. It's got amazing opening, some swing music. You'll see. It's very violent. I totally recommend it.
Action-packed fun for the whole family.
Yes, with decapitations and lasers and whatnot.
rocket explosions.
And the rocket. Yeah, I got the rocket in there. All right, so the next section we're going to talk about on this is, currently on and coming up with the TheXPGamers, with our YouTube channel where we're supporting the mod community. And right now, it just rendered, actually, Fallout History and Lore 8. So
nice.
that series has just exploded on TGN, and I'm going to keep pushing that through. And I've been listening to you guys, the community guys out there. If you guys posted a million times, what about the expansions for Fallout 3? What about the expansions for Fallout New Vegas? And I didn't even talk about them. So I've decided I am going to go, and I'm going to go back, and I'm going to do an episode on both those sets. So expect 2 more episodes in that series, all about the expansions for Fallout 3 and New Vegas. We got the normal weekly shows. So there's going to be more Let's Plays coming up. We've got Fallout Mod Armory is going to get some more episodes, and we're going to cover some more Skyrim best of sets. And I'm sure MD Shizzy will be jumping on that with me, right, bud?
Oh yeah, definitely got a lot of immersion mods in there too. We gotta take a look at yet.
And we've got on the list the part 2 for the housing mods. People want to see the real dark evil houses.
Yeah, I know.
Like the King's house.
I definitely tested a few way back in the day when they first started putting up a lot of these mods. Had a mage character, a couple evil towers. Some of them were really, really nice and detailed.
Yeah. I've never been huge on the evil houses, but there's some nice, like, the nice castles, the one where you become king. So we may check out some of those, too, just to give it a good balance.
Yeah, if you don't want to be all crazy Sith Lord about it, that's cool.
Yeah, well,
Come to the dark side, we have cookies.
Oh, man, I like cookies. All right, so weekly shows, that pretty much wraps that up. We got to have a lot more mod spotlights coming out, and a new history and lore series I'm coming up with. So that should be coming out soon.
I'm so excited.
All right, well, that pretty much wraps up the podcast. Anything else you want to throw in there?
Not really. Just kind of hope you guys stick with us. The show's going to get a lot better as we refine it, and we're going to keep you jam-packed full of modding goodness.
Packed full of jam. You heard it here, folks.
Wait, what? No, you're doing it wrong.
Right, well, hey, if you're on YouTube and you're listening to this, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, The TheXPGamers, where we support the modding community. We make Smith uncomfortable.
Get me a drink.
And as always, thanks for watching and listening. Later, guys. Hey guys, Captain Shack here. If you're looking to get partnered with TGN and you want me, Captain Shack, to personally come to your channel, take a look at it, and see if you meet the requirements for TGN partnership, if you're looking to get partnered, then head on over to my website, www.modlb.com. That's Mod Library, where we focus on the modding community. Head on over there, click on the Partner with TGN button at the top right, fill in a little bit of information. It's like first name, last name, your YouTube channel, your email address, and there's a little blurb there. If you have any questions specifically about TGN, I'll be happy to answer them for you. Normally get back to you within 24, at the outside 48 hours. And if you meet the requirements, you've got good quality content, then I will get you set up and partnered, and you'll be able to join the Gamer Nation family. It's an awesome network to join. I really recommend you guys check it out. All right, guys, I will see you in the next video.
I'm a fire running out of control. You wanna smash it up, you wanna break the chain.